What do we know, everybody? Well, for those of you that don't know, I'm Jim. I'm a guy who knows how to do a lot of different things, and I really like working on stuff, especially big stuff, diesel stuff, dirty stuff. Today, I'm going to be changing one of our lift arm hoses on our 924G cat wheel loader. Use this to mix cattle feed twice a day. And it's had a hole in this hose, or it's a little crack in this hose. It hadn't been leaking until recently. As soon as it started leaking, called in, ordered it, and it showed up today. So we're going to be putting that on. So that should be fun. And also, I got a new pickup. So, changing the big hoses on this lift arm aren't bad. They're not bad at all. But I think the worst part is going to be this guy right here. And the reason that is because there is no room there by the glass. Not easy at all. Last time we ended up having to put a wrench on it, put a hammer on the wrench, and it was just not fun. Not good. We didn't break glass, but it still wasn't fun. Well, today I've got a secret weapon. And I'm hoping that this thing is going to work if it gives me any trouble, but I made this deal. It's a little cheater for your box end wrench. And how this little guy works, and I'll flip you around and show you. Alrighty, so if you can see, this is 1 5/8 inches, which is the size that we're going to need. Pull this back so you can see. Put that on there. Run that like that. And that's what that essentially is just a cheater for the wrench to help break that loose. So I'm really hoping that that'll do the trick for us up there. But before we get to that point, we're gonna have to take out a couple of bolts on a holder here that I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so before we take this hose off, which is actually for the bucket, not the lift arm. It's on the lift arm, but it's for the bucket. Actually, I believe the return hose. Anywho, before we do that, we have to take this bracket off. And this just holds the hose. It's only got one. And it's a 16mm bolt on this one. There we go. Now that that's off, we'll go ahead and pull everything off, and we'll take this off of the hose after the fact to be a little bit easier. Next, 1 5/8 inches. We got to take both of those off. I'm going to go ahead and take this one off first. Just like that. little tip, always be careful when taking these ones apart. They got hydraulic fluid in them, it's under pressure. This one been run this morning, but it still had a little bit of pressure in it, even with that hole. So don't want to get squirted in the face, be careful with it. And I hate the way hydraulic fluid makes my hands feel. That's why I'm wearing gloves. So now I got to figure out how to get this one, or the best way to get on this one up here by the cab. Shouldn't be too bad. There we go. This thing makes all the difference. Makes it so much easier. It gives you the leverage that you need. And it works a whole lot better and safer than putting another wrench on it. See, there's just not much room here to do anything. And there we go. Got her in there, just needed 2 hands to do it. How about that? And we got this one in. Now time to get the hose ready. Okay. We have the old hose off. Got the new hose ready to go back on. Got the O-rings in. Everything's good to go. So pay attention when you take them off, but your curved end is going to be on the side closest to the cab, and your straight end is going to be on the cylinder. It's just going to make your life easier when you try to put it back together. You'll figure it out pretty quick, but the more you know. Let's go ahead and get the hose up there and start getting things back on. All right, I got the hose thrown over here. First things first is we're going to put this side on first because we got the curve in it. You can kind of see how the other one's set up. We're going to do this one the same way. If you put the cylinder end on first, then you're going to have issues with getting this thing to line up. Just funny how that works, and ask me how I know. Okay, now that I got this guy hand tight, I'm going to go ahead and curve this one back and get it going on. There we go. Okay, now that I got both those tightened up, gotta worry about this clamp. It's the first thing that we took off, last thing that we're gonna put on. Clean it up a little bit. we got 3 parts to this clamp. We got this part that goes underneath the hose, slips into here, just like that. And then this part that goes over the hose and clamps it down. And that all goes around this, which is kind of like a bushing to go around the hose to space it up right. And it's got just a little piece of rubber, got a split in it. Very simple design, works real well. But either way, we got to put it on. It's not hard, real easy. So you can see where our bolts go. And it's pretty simple concept, pretty simple process. You just kind of guess, throw that bad boy on there, throw your metal pieces over it, and then you just pull the hose back and get it to where you think it needs to be. Put the bolts in, get it set where you know it needs to be, and then tighten it down. Pretty simple. Pretty easy. Make sure you got your curve right there, and make sure you give yourself enough space up there that you're not going to overstretch the hose and put a hole in it. So all in all, not a bad deal. Not hard. First time I did it, it took quite a while. And like I say, it's hard to get that stuff broke free, especially there by the glass when you don't have a little cheater. We tried the wrench on wrench, didn't work, didn't have room. This thing works great. You don't need much to get those broke free. Rest of it, simple, straightforward. Just remember which end of the hose goes where. Everything goes back together just great. But now I got to go and put some hydraulic fluid in it. And the hydraulic fluid sight glass is in just a wonderful spot. Probably got to go to the other side to show you. That's between the cab and the engine. Right in that little space there. There's just a tiny little tube that you got to look at. But I know it's used some. It spit some oil out of there, so I got to go top that off, and that's not a hard thing to do. But I'll go ahead and do that after I get everything cleaned up here and put away, and be good and easy to go. So anyway, guys, hope you have fun with this video. It's pretty simple, but I always like doing these things. I always like making these videos. So as always, guys, thank you all for watching.